Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We have Mr. Joseph Theodore with us again today. Hi. Hello. For our 1 month update. This little 1-month-old man here with us today. He's not in the greatest mood. We probably will have to have a little bit of a nursing session happen later in the video. I don't think he's super impressed with this whole just sitting in mommy's arms and he can smell milk. So I think I'll start mostly with him. He is doing well except for one way. Do we need to nurse? Yeah, okay. So sorry for all the noise that may occur. Yeah, Josiah's here also. He's claiming he's going to be quiet. We'll see if that actually happens. So Joseph is doing pretty good, except that he's not gaining enough weight for what they want. He was born really fat. I'm going to insert one of his newborn pictures here, and you will see he is a chunky monkey. I can't do it side by side, then I'll insert one after the other. You can see how chunky he was when he was born compared to what he is now. Yeah, you can see that he is definitely not so chunky anymore. And he is not back up to birth weight, even though he's almost a month old. So they want me to be supplementing with formula or breast milk. So I'm going to be picking up a pump tomorrow and starting to pump and seeing if I can up my supply. I've been taking a lot of supplements the last kind of 2 weeks, trying to up my supply, and it seems to be working a little bit, but not that much. I was really sure that he had gained like way more than he needed to for his last checkup, but then when I went for his last checkup, he had only gained 50 grams. And I was really gobsmacked because when I had weighed him on, and I realized my scale is not the same as their scale, but I had weighed him when I took him in for 2 weeks ago, and then I weighed him again last week, and on my scale he had gained a lot. And then when I weighed him on theirs, even though I had done this the time before and it matched theirs, this time it didn't match. This time it was quite a bit less. So he was measuring at 10 pounds when I had weighed him. And I maybe weighed him improperly or something, because I mean, obviously I did something wrong. So I don't know whether they weighed him wrong or I weighed him wrong, but somebody weighed him wrong, and probably me. So that's unfortunate. And I just feel a lot of pressure to supplement, and I really don't want to, because I know that's one of the worst ways, like that's one of the top ways to get your milk supply down. My milk supply, I need him nursing as much as possible to kind of build it up. So I gave myself the permission to try. I have a whole bunch of supplements added on and prescription drugs now that I'm on to help. And then I thought I would just wait until tomorrow, because tomorrow's he's 1 month. And then tomorrow they said I'm going to get a breast pump so I can start pumping. And I'm also going to I'm trying to get in with a lactation consultant to see if there's something wrong with his latch. Like maybe he doesn't seem to have a strong latch, to be honest. And that's one of my concerns, is that he's not actually draining my boob while he's drinking. And if he's not draining the breast while he's drinking, then he will obviously not be making my body won't be stimulated to make enough milk. So there's that. So that's kind of like the big issues with him. He's super alert, and he has 6 to 8 wet nappies a day, which they don't understand, because if he wasn't getting enough milk, if he's not gaining, that should be indicated by that. So we're a little bit confused at what's happening, and I know partly what happened is that he was super fat, like he was obese when he was born, and his body just lost all that extra fat that it doesn't want or need on his body. So he's like regular normal baby now. Like he's chunky, he's got fat little thighs and rolls on his wrist and dimples in his hands. So he's definitely not suffering. He's not skinny, but he's just not gaining as fast as they would like. So appreciate all the prayers and any ideas. If you had any ideas for how to boost milk supply or any other suggestions for me, please put them down below. The rest of postpartum life is for him, I think, is fine. He really likes his baths. He doesn't like getting out of them. He hates being cold. So this little guy will sleep with so many blankets on. He likes to be completely roasting, which is very different from Josiah, who overheated all the time. So that's different. He tries to talk. When you look at him, he makes eye contact with you and he will smile, a full-on smile, like while looking at you, and then he'll try to talk. And it's so cute. He's so interactive. Like he's so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I always tell people, because they're like, oh, he must be really lethargic because he's not gaining weight. And I'm like, no, he is gaining weight and he's so not lethargic. Like he is so, I'm like, dude, you got to go to sleep. Like he doesn't want to sleep. Like he's so awake and alert and wanting to be part of the family. Like that's the other thing I can tell that I don't make enough milk, is that he's not sated after 2 sides, which I remember Josiah, like after 2 sides, that kid was whacked, like he was totally out. But Joseph will often like to nurse 4, right, left, before he's full, and sometimes he'll even do right, left, right, or 6, right, left, or vice versa, whatever. But yeah, he will nurse a lot, trying to get his tummy full so he can go to sleep. So that's exhausting for me because that's a lot of time, because he's not a fast nurser. He doesn't drain quickly. He nurses quite slowly. I would say the fastest he nurses is 15 minutes per side. Sometimes he preferred to probably do it more like 30 minutes per side. So it's a long time for me to nurse. Like, I'm not kidding when I say he'll nurse for 2 or 3 hours, back and forth. And I mean, half of it, he's kind of asleep and stuff, which is part of the problem. Like he's kind of, but if I take him off, he's wide awake and ready to rock and roll. And I'm like, my OB hasn't got back to me about the hypertension thing, so I don't have anything to update you on with that yet. I feel better about it. Seems to be plateauing a little bit from my end, but obviously they like to check. And I think I might just go to my doctor and get checked instead of going back to the OB, because I mean, I've only seen her twice in my life. Once when she operated on me, and then was it 1 week after, or kind of like 10 days after, up to check up. So I kind of prefer to go to my doctor because I know her a little better. I'm still bleeding a little bit, but it is way better than last time. I still bleed about 6 weeks because I did last time, but who knows? We're on week 4 starting tomorrow, and we'll see if that actually is the case or whether I'm done. I feel like I can drive now. My stomach hardly ever hurts. The only time my stomach really hurts, like the incision hurts and the muscles around the incision, is when I'm laying on my right hand side, semi on my side and semi on my stomach, or semi on my side, semi on my back. I don't know why, but the right hand side will hurt a little bit, and it's always been the more tender. It was the side that I was worried was getting an infection, which is why I was putting the calendula on it back like in the first week or 2. Hello, Josiah. And so yeah, that seems to be healing really, really well. Everyone who looks at it, they're like, oh wow, you're a good healer. And I wanted to be like, no, I just put lavender oil and calendula tincture on it. But that's because I'm that way. I'm trying to make sure that I get a nap in every day. I notice that days I don't get a nap, I'm okay. Oh, excuse me. I haven't had a nap yet today. I'm okay when I haven't had a nap, but if the next day I don't get a nap, then I start becoming irrational. I just noticed that the irrationalism just kind of spikes. It's really cold here right now. Well, it's not really cold, sorry. It's probably really cold for most people, but for me it's not really cold. It's just quite cold. So it's not really conducive to going outside with the baby. for walks and stuff, partly just because my balance isn't great, and I don't like, and my husband's balance isn't great either, and I don't really like walking with a baby, an infant, when my balance isn't great. So yeah, a TMI is that, and this happened last time too, about a month after I had the baby. I don't know whether it's just because I go hog wild with food, or whether I'm just eating too much sugar, or what it is, and I'm sorry this is TMI, but hemorrhoids, and bad, nasty, but I think I may have now come over the curve and we're okay. It's funny to me that I don't get them in labor or anything. I did actually have them, I forgot to mention these in my pregnancy updates. I did have it. I was struggling with them on and off for the last 2 months of my pregnancy, just from the pressure on my rear end from the baby. But yeah, they went away and I was totally fine, and then bad news occurred again. But as I said, I think I'm over the worst of it. I've been really trying to make sure my fiber intake is really, really high so that I can fix that, because normally I'm like one of those people that doesn't have any issues with that, and it's super annoying to me. But usually stress or sugar, especially stress with sugar and with gluten, just can make it really bad and happen. But usually, as I said, it's usually not that bad and they go away right away, because I'm like, ooh, I get on the thing. But this time they have been brutal pain. Like I can hardly sit, stand. Walking is probably the most comfortable, but sitting is just excruciating pain. But today was a good day, so I'm hoping that we are over the worst of it. So I think that is most of our this is like little 1 month postpartum, and I mean, it's hard to believe that it's been a month tomorrow. And hopefully I can get this up in the next day or two so that it does go up when he is still a month old. But yeah, and I can't believe how much bigger he is to me. Like, he is so much bigger. When I see pictures of how little his head was compared to now, I mean, I know it's not that much bigger, but it just feels like, I don't know. We went to church for the first time today since Isaac had his accident. And so it's been months, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, he's so tiny. And I was like, really? Because he's huge to me. He seems so much bigger than what he used to be. But yeah, I've been using Gentle Baby oil on him. And I use that, I mix it in with his lotion after he has a bath. And I don't bath him every day because he has sensitive skin like me, and that's one of my triggers, is bathing too much can really dry out my skin, and same for my son Josiah. So I'm trying to start him the same that he is with us. We kind of bathe every few days. I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini update on Mr. Joseph Theodore, and I think he's finally out for the count, which means Mommy needs to go have a nap too. Make sure you burp him. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thumbs up if you did. Subscribe and hit the bell if you want to see more, especially because I'm so sporadic right now. And yeah, thanks so much for watching.